Hey, as you can see, I've been playing around with Inkarnate 2.0 again, and I've been playing around a little bit with the new classic map assets. This is something that I think is really neat and mimics old school, obviously classic old school maps and how they used to show up in the old printed adventures. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go back to start a new map, and I already saved this one, so I'm fine with it, but I'm going to return to my maps. I'm going to start a new one, and I'm going to do this classic again. It's down here. There's a lot of different looks, as you can see, that you can go for. And you can go fancy or whatever, but I'm just going to kind of do this basic sketch vibe this time. We'll do a square. I prefer squares. I'm just going to name it YouTube map, because that's what we're doing. We're recording a video for YouTube. All right, and so I really like the old school graph paper looking thing. The first thing to keep in mind is that you're going to use the line tool to make your, or no, not the line tool, sorry, the shape tool to make your dungeon. That's what I did in the one you saw a second ago. I'm going to start by changing to make it look like something, right? Like you could just do like a black wall. You can make it a wall that has like some art to it, like sketched art. You can make it even more specific with like rock walls and stones, cliffs. Make it like the cliff wall would make it look like the inside of a like cavern or something. Let's do that to start off. And then you can do it where your shapes as you draw it are squares or circles. You can do, a bunch of different, you can just do free draw lines and then it'll form the shapes as they connect. I'm going to go ahead and just do squares. I may do a circle at some point, but we're going to start with just squares. And I'm going to start right at the top corner here. I'm just going to click. I'm going to follow this grid as my guide. And there you go. Now here's the cool thing here. If you have this selected, merge shapes, you're going to be able to make the hallways like this, right? So I can click and drag through here, and it merges that and makes it so flippin' easy to make your dungeon walls and hallways and things like that. Look at that. That's so nice. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm just going to make a few rooms. I tend to... it depends. So if I'm doing an adventure and I have an idea for what's going on in the campaign, then yeah, I definitely approach I want this to be bigger, but it didn't work out like I wanted. So I can do that though, and I fix it easy. So sometimes my campaigns, I want them to, I know I'm inspired by what I'm doing in the campaign in order to make my dungeon theme or whatever, right? So, but sometimes, let's see if I go all the way off of here, if that'll, yeah, that's the entrance for the whole dungeon. If I don't have a theme, if I'm just trying to come up with ideas, maybe I'm doing a one shot, or maybe my party is kind of wandered and I don't know what they're up to. Sometimes, as parties ought to do, I can just start doing it and use the assets and just the look of the dungeon to inspire me. That's kind of what I'm doing on this one. So this one's kind of a cavern. It's kind of all over the place. I will say that for a cavern, using rectangles and squares, this is going to be a big room. Using rectangles and squares kind of is too unnatural, right? Like it's a craftily hewn. Maybe somebody carved this out. But then I can use a circle here. And let's just do this. It's a perfect circle, but I'm going to make it less perfect by doing some of this. Look, some Mickey Mouse. And I can make it a little bit more random by just playing around with the circles here. Make it look a little more like a natural shaped room. You could do the same thing with the free draw tool, where you can just let's see here. That didn't work like I thought it would. Let's see. Ah, I see. You do that, click add, and it does it like that. Now, I didn't love that. So instead, I'm gonna back out of all the changes I made to this circle, and we're gonna do this that way instead. There we go. So I'm just gonna kind of draw from here. We're gonna go out and just kind of give it one of these. Back to there. I'm gonna add. There we go. Yeah, it's a little more natural vibe. So you can just kind of do that too, right? And then I can obviously clean that up by using my other tools here. Give it a little more interesting angles and depth. I feel like this was a little more... it's fine. So let's do one more kind of room back here to fill in the map. Holding spacebar, clicking and dragging to get more space. And we're going to do that. Let's make this a secret entrance to there. Every now and then I like to throw in a couple secret entrances, right? Secret tunnel. All right. So there we go. I've got my basic layout of my dungeon now. Yeah. One thing I forgot to do is I forgot to do the fill on those. So, but I can change this fill to a texture. Change that texture to rocks. There you go. I can change the scale of it. And I believe I can change the opacity. Make it a little more subtle. I could do some offset things. You know, you can do all kinds of different things. Rotation a little bit. Give it a little bit of texture there on the floor, right? It's a little like stone floor. So this looks a little bit more. Now, again, the goal here is like maybe you're printing out a paper map. Maybe you're doing something with your own just kind of your notes or whatever. You're just dropping it in a PDF file or something, or you're printing it off for yourself. This makes it super easy to do that kind of thing without having a giant or having to use a, what do you call it? A software for your map. I don't remember what they call those. Virtual tabletop, a VTT. So you can put there's little tools and stuff, or not tools, but stamps that you can put in here that are features. Maybe this is what I mean by I use these features to kind of inspire what the rooms are going to be in the dungeon. Maybe this is a room where something unique is going on that's got the floor cracking, and there's a big natural pit in the middle of the room that kind of grew there out of who knows. I'm going to make it a little bit not as I don't love that. We'll just do it like this anyway. It's pretty in your face. I don't love that. It's too big and intense. So there's something else I can do. Let's see. Waterfalls. Let's look in a dungeon. What's this? A cliff. Crystals. So there's cracks in the ground. What else can there be? Stalagmites. There you go. That's fun. They grow with all their might. Let's do this. And let's actually randomize the rotation of it. And we're going to make the sizes a little different too. The big one. It's not really random sizes, but kind of, because I'm just clicking randomly. I'm gonna delete this one that matches the others. The other one. Put these together. If you've ever been in a nice cave, you've seen these stalactites that bunch up like this because it's just made from long periods of time where water drips down off the cavern ceiling, right? So oftentimes those little crevices where the water drips from are grouped up, which makes the stalagmites group up in stalactites. So we'll leave that for that. That's great. And then what else can we do? We can use the stamps to kind of inspire what the different rooms are. Here's one with a nice big symbol we can put in the middle of this room, maybe. This room is the scary room, or scary things happen. This is craters. a rope bridge. Is there somewhere where that makes sense? Maybe in here? What if we did that? We put the rope bridge in right here. And we create a big crevice there, like put one of these. How about that idea? Just using the options we have for the map to inspire what we put in there. Or what we create here. What is this? A curtain? Okay. I wonder if, let's see, close this out. There we go. Big holes in the ground. That's one right there. That's what I'm looking for. And see, I can do that and turn it. Oops. Ah, sheesh. There we go. Do this. I'm going to layer under the bridge. Put the bridge there. Make it a little. We'll make this a little smaller. How about that? Go like that, and then. Okay, it's got to be bigger. The bridge we can also make bigger. Cool. It's a little crevasse with a bridge. Maybe make that a skill check challenge to get across. Maybe this is where treasure is. Is there treasure in this? I can use rubble to look like treasure. What have I done? Treasure. There we go. Crystals. That's all we get. Well, let's do this and we'll randomize it. It's kind of fun, yeah? Seeing the randomization gives me the ideas of where to put things and how to scatter them. So yeah, you want to cross that bridge to get to those crystals. Maybe there's a chest. Let's close this filter and look for a chest. Perfect. I'll do 2 chests. I think I'm going to set them less random because they're man-made objects that it's like people put these in here. So we're going to put them in there like this. There we go. So that's where treasure is. You have to get through all this garbage to get there. What else are these rooms? You know, I think they're going to be mostly natural stuff, right? Because I don't know though. The space, the tunnels and everything are very natural, or like custom kind of created, right? They're not necessarily natural looking. So we could put some stuff in there that makes it look like people used this space for something. This is symbols. I mean, this could create a puzzle. Yeah, we could like all the way down this hall. We have the different moon phases. Like, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's find out. This is a puzzle they have to solve or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, right? Like, just letting the token options or the stamp options inspire me. Yeah. They see that etched in the ground as they walk through. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. That's fun. We got trees and vines and what's this guy? Market stalls. Ruins. I don't really need those. What if we put some rails down? That kind of gives it an obvious reason people would be in here, doesn't it? Oops. Turn off random. There we go. And turn off that random. And I'm going to zoom in so I can line these up. Doesn't look awesome, but it'll work. For what I'm doing here, this is just fine. And then can I get one that cuts to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left? I'm hitting... There we go, that works. There we go. So I'm hitting my arrow, not the arrow keys. There's a period and comma to rotate. Period, comma. It's the little arrow. I don't even know what you call those keys on the keyboard. I'm a bad computer person. But this is fun, making a little... I need this to go further. Let's go the other way with that. How about that? Like this. I feel like I'm playing Roller Coaster, or not, yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon or something. Lining up my train tracks. Let's see here. There we go. And then, is there carts? Can I put them on here? Put carts on here? That's all broken tracks. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'd like one of those things that stops your... I mean, I could pretend like that's what this is. Technically, it's like an archway, but I can put it right here as like a... Don't take the cart any further, right? It's easy. I don't think there's any carts. I'm gonna check again. Oh yeah, there are. Perfect. This one will be just fine. Needs to be a little bigger. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That works out. It's got a little mine. There was a reason that was there. Let's copy this. Now that I don't know why there would be all of that stuff, and then I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a roll cart in here, so it looks like, oh, they would just ship it to these to this room, and they would load it into these carts like this. Don't worry, I'm going to make those look more random in a second. Yeah, people would just use these. These are pretty small. Let's make it bigger like that. There we go. One on this side. Awesome. So then they would just roll these carts out of the room. I'm going to make these smaller. These feel like they're too large. They need to fit like right in the middle of there, like that. What size is that? I'm going to use the number here to... Let's put it at 120. I'm going to make all these 120. Literally half the size. That's nice. Try to put as close to the middle of the square there as possible. There we go. There we go. That feels better. Now, let's see. So then those get rolled out from here. And people can do that. Now, these other rooms over here, I always do the same kind of thing in these dungeons, but it makes sense, right? It's like beds and bedrolls in one room. So we're using the like design look. That's prison bedrolls. We're gonna just kind of do that. They're gonna be smaller though. Yeah, like. It's probably plenty. So make that match the others. Try to make it a little bit random because it's like these guys just come in here. They just kind of plop their beds down wherever they can to rest. Here's what I'd like to do here. I'd like to put this room. It's kind of hidden, right? So we're going to look for rubble. And we're going to just pile that rubble up in this tunnel. I'm not randomizing that enough. That's fine. We're going to do random from now on, though. There we go. So that's blocked, and then it's going to be blocked here as well. So the rubble will kind of be assigned to, like, wait a second, what's going on over here? So they don't mess with any of that, right? They just leave it alone. But that room is interesting, so they stay out of there. Let's do barrels. They have barrels on here in this. They don't have any barrels. What about crates? Crates are a left-hand only word. Oh, I'm clearing the filters. Then put in crates. Ah, they may have barrels too. I just was combining my... Okay, I want to randomize the stamp and I want to randomize the rotation. Perfect. The size is actually exactly right. Stack them. That's what I'm talking about. Still storage. Great. Barrels. Clear this. Look for barrels. Yes. There's a couple on their side. We're going to put these here like this. I like to stack them. It just gives it a little depth. And then there's one on its side. That's a little small. There we go. All right. Put a little bit of rubble. Oops. Put a little bit of rubble over here. Make it smaller. Mix it with that black there. I'm just trying not to mess with the... Have to click around with the other stuff here, but that works. Maybe some more stalactites. Do I have any of those still where I can see them here? Yeah. Let's do some stalagmites. Make them a little bigger, though. Awesome. Just gives a little more feeling. Let's put an altar in here where this thing is. First, let's clear these filters. See if they made an altar. They did. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's like a little DJ booth in the corner. I love an altar. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to move this where it makes sense there. Okay. So literally, let's put a table in here. See if there's a typo. There is. It's very large. It's a table and some chairs. Basic chairs right there. I want it to be a little bigger. There we go. We're going to go down one layer so it's under the table. I need to do the same with this one. I never do that stuff before. I always should, and I don't. I don't know why. I'm silly. All right, so there's a couple chairs there. Let's put one over here. Put one here. And then we'll put a chair there by the altar. couple chairs here as well. There's one facing that way. I want to put it here. There we go. Some chairs here and there just for... Why is it so big? Good gravy. Actually, let's do a rectangle table. Rectangle table in here. Ooh, I like this one better. Just gotta rotate it. You're gone. Make this a little bigger. Rotate it. Put it up one level. So those chairs are kind of sitting at it like that. Yeah, and let's put some gems and stuff. Or what are they mining for? I don't know. Let's put some rubble or something on top of that, or some of these. Put it on top of the table. Too big. One of these. Put one of those next to it. Let's put like a book. Somebody's like taking notes of everything. We could put a little bookshelf. The records are just kind of... I don't know why this would be the room that they do that in, but whatever. There we go. That works for me. Look at that. We made a dungeon. I could send an adventure through here. Pretty easy. Maybe they fight some cave stuff, like basic cave type creatures. And then maybe in here, this area, they fight something really sinister and evil. And this is where the real treasure trove is that's been hiding from even the miners who work or used to work here. It's one of those. This could be one of those classic. We need to send some adventurers in because miners keep dying whenever they go in, and we don't want to send anybody else in there. And so the adventurers come in and they figure this out. They solve the moon puzzle, and it tells them that the star here is a place for summoning evil creatures, or who knows. That chair needs to be more interesting. I'm gonna make it like a throne sort of chair. Yeah. That's better. All right. So anyway, there you have it. Just a simple use of the classic tool for Inkarnate 2.0. Made it in about less than 30 minutes, and I could go run a dungeon crawl through here right now if I wanted to, based on my love for improvisation and the inspiration that just the tokens and everything in this map gives me. It would be fun. It'd be really fun. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in another video sometime. Bye.